ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my floating head, my beautiful fucking floating head with generic rock music. I actually just added a feature on here where you can add your own music, like as of yesterday. So next week, probably going to have my own music, or the week after. I'm going to be on the road. Next week will be DALESCENTER on the road. So we'll be in Indianapolis filming, and then I think I'll be in Nashville filming the following week. So it's going to get interesting as we travel along. It's going to disrupt the flow of the show, but it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be insightful, and I recommend everybody to come back. And thank you for tuning in to DALESCENTER episode number 5. We are back from the heart of America, leaving tonight for Iowa, going to the IndyCar race, and have to say, while we're talking on the subject of IndyCar, I am sad because we have no odds up. No odds on the board. You got everything else. You got SRX on Caesars, and we still don't have IndyCar odds for Iowa. The doubleheader is fucking sad. Troy, good to see you again. Dad, 338, love that comment. We're putting the 401k down. Minimum. Love this comment right here, Casey. Absolutely. I've been there before. I've been there before when had to watch races. I couldn't watch a race like on TV because I was at work at a fucking grocery store. I go in the bathroom and hide. It's the champion thing to do right there. Tin Naka, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. I'm going to be loading up comments. Troy is an Iowan. Well, what's the citizen term for Iowa people? I don't know. But Dylan, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody joining back in for episode number 5 of DALESCENTER. I'm going to get Cup odds rolling on the bottom of the screen. Let's recap what happened last week. Fuck Ty Gibbs and his ridiculously bullshit fucking brake line that failed. The worst thing ever, ruined my life. I lost so much money over the weekend just because of Ty Gibbs, essentially. But this is what we got right last week. Scott Dixon for top 5 at, where were we at? Toronto. He won the race. That was a good day, or a good part of the day. Scott Dixon was a lock. This was at plus odds before qualifying. I told you guys it wouldn't stay that way. It did not. Scott Dixon for top 5 was a lock. This is the big one. Christopher Bell to win, top 3, top 5. And then Bell over Byron is the number 1 play, hammer time play. It's sad that I didn't bet on all these things because after I saw practice and qualifying, I kind of did some pivots. From now on, I will tell you guys if I am 100% betting on one of these plays right now. The biggest point of this is to give you good options ahead of time, right? Like I want you guys to see what I feel are the best bets ahead of practice and qualifying. As we know with auto racing, same with Formula One, IndyCar, odds and thoughts can change once practice and qualifying happen. And unfortunately, some of my thoughts changed. I bet on Truex like a fucking moron. And I just can't. There's no one who wants to lose more than Martin Truex Jr. in all of motorsports, in all of regular sports, probably too. So, in all of just sports in general, I should say, for lack of a better term there. But Christopher Bell saved our asses last weekend. Would have had a lot more pain had he not won. So, let's get into some Cup odds. You see the odds flowing on the bottom of the screen. All odds that you will see are via Barstool Sportsbook, and you will see that with the ticker on the bottom. So, Barstool Sportsbook has Kyle Busch as the favorite for the M&M's Fan Appreciation 400 at Pocono. Co-favorite Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, all there with them. Ross Chastain at 10-1. Martin Truex Jr. loves to lose. He's at 10-1. Ryan Blaney. Interesting one here. I haven't decided if I'm going to be on the Blaney train. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Our Garage Guy Chase has put like millions of dollars on Ryan Blaney already. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Tuning in from New Hampshire. Michael Curtis, good to see you. KFB, yeah, we're going to talk about some KFB. Sox, you're the man. You're the man. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, Garage Guy Chase has a lot riding on Ryan Blaney. I don't see why at this moment, but it's a baller move. He said it's going to be his only outright play. We'll see if he sticks to that. But Ryan Blaney plus 1,100. I think he opened on Caesars at plus 1,400. So there's definitely been some money put down on YRB. Moving on, William Byron 12-1, Kevin Harvick 12-1, Christopher Bell back at his same price as last week at 18-1, Logano right there with him, Alex Bowman 20-1, Kurt Busch 20-1, Tyler Reddick 25-1. I think is an interesting one. Chase Briscoe, Daniel Suarez at 30-1. I think Daniel Suarez is going to be fast. I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Daniel Suarez has had speed. I know we haven't seen tracks that bode to be strong comparisons to Pocono because Pocono is so unique. The best comparison I could think for Pocono would be Indianapolis, and we don't race on the oval anymore. So you lose that data sheet, right? We hadn't raced there on the oval since 2020, I believe. But I think Daniel Suarez would be fast because straight line speed is something that you need to have to be good at Pocono. And Daniel Suarez has had that when you look at higher speed race tracks. Think about Las Vegas, Kansas, Charlotte, Texas, even for the All-Star race. I consider those. Auto Club had a top 5 run there, almost won that race, and had the best car at Charlotte and had a top 5 car at Kansas before wrecking out in those 2 events. So Daniel Suarez at 30-1 has definitely got my eye. Bubba Wallace is an interesting one. The DraftKings Juju, me and Chase talked about it on the pod. There's something about this DraftKings card. 2 runs, 2 top 5s. Keep an eye on Bubba Wallace. 23XI has certainly improved their program over the past 5 weeks compared to the first 10 weeks of the season. I mean, it's not even close how much better they've been. Then you move on, Eric Almirola, Austin Cindric on the board, dead to me as always. Brad Kay. None of these guys, I think, will really be, except Eric Jones. Eric Jones is interesting. He is in that category with Daniel Suarez as a guy that has had really solid straight line speed at some of these bigger racetracks. Keep an eye on Eric Jones. Barstool has him at 66-1. I think on BetMGM and Caesars, he's still at 100-1. I know there's a couple people that have locked that in already. So keep an eye on Eric Jones. I think he might have some speed on Sunday. So let's go to the NASCAR Xfinity Series for the Explore the Pocono Mountains 250. I think it's a 250 miler. This is interesting. Cole Custer opened at plus 900. He's now fallen to plus 600. You see on the bottom of the screen, Ty Gibbs, 5-1, all guy right there with them. Got Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, Sam Mayer, all junior motorsports fleet right behind him. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the number 48. That's an interesting one. Last time in the Xfinity Series was 2016, and he finished 3rd. AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick teammates at 12-1. Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, 1,600 I think is crazy, but he is in a good car. Landon Castle, Sheldon Creed at 35-1. Riley Herbst at 40-1. And then everybody else is kind of 100-1 or higher, which is, it just tells you how the Xfinity Series is like socialism. You have everybody up here and then everybody down here. There is no middle ground in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. You're either really good or you're not. So interesting. Cole Custer for me, even a plus 600, I think is worth it. I would get it while you can because as of today, as of like a couple hours ago, Cole Custer went from plus 600 to plus 450. He's going to be the favorite by the end of the weekend on probably all books. On Barstool Sportsbook right now, he is still plus 600. I would lock that in as quick as possible because you look at his 2 starts this season, had a top 3 run at Road America going before he crashed, had a brake failure, and he won prior to that. All right, he may have run another road course, but was running well at Road America. I think he had another good run at COTA, maybe it was. Top 5, top 10, something like that. But I'm looking more Auto Club and his last start here at Pocono. He won an Auto Club and was fucking dominant. Had a terrible pit crew, and he still came back and overcame that to win that race. Had such a fast car, and he won his last start here at Pocono in the Xfinity Series. Has had good success at this track. When you look at Xfinity and trucks, Cole Custer seems to be confident and successful when he does the cherry picking in the Xfinity Series. So I think plus 600 is worth it. Cole Custer, easy right there. Go ahead and lock it in. Pull your phone out. Find your bookie. Call your bookie. Tell him to go fuck himself and say, I want $1 million on Cole Custer. Do it right now. Moving on. Truck Series of CRC Brakleen 150 at Pocono. John Hunter Nemechek is a favorite, which I think is crazy. Zane Smith, Ryan Preece at plus 550, Corey Heim plus 600, Austin Hill in the Spire truck. That is going to be a fast truck. I think there's been some questions, some concern on what that truck is going to look like. We know we've seen the Hendrick guys do really well in that number 7. Even Raja Karuth had a top 10 run in that truck as well at Gateway. So I think that truck is going to be really fast. Keep an eye on Austin Hill, a guy that has been really strong when he has gotten into a truck, and he is coming back to get, I guess, some more practice time ahead of his Xfinity run. He's been great at Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, all the super speedways, but had some good runs, but definitely feels like he needed some improvement on every other track on the schedule, it seems. But looking at my screen has fucked up. Give me just 1 second. What are we doing here? What are we doing? All right, here we go. Yeah, so Chandler Smith at plus 800, I think, is a potential good play. Carson Hocevar, Christian Eckes at 1,200. Ty Majeski at plus 1,400. Stuart Friesen at plus 1,800. You can find better value on Friesen and Eckes on BetMGM. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. And I think Caesars as well. I think Caesars, Eckes is 1,400. Friesen is plus 2,000. Grant Enfinger, Ben Rhodes at plus 2,500 is shocking to look at. I understand because of how I won't say inconsistent, but they just have not performed recently, no matter the racetrack. It's been a tough stretch for Ben Rhodes, but at plus 2,500 for the defending series champion, definitely caught my eye. We'll see how practice and qualifying go, but if you feel like Ben Rhodes is going to rebound, they have aggressive strategy. And it seems like they win races that you don't expect them to win. So Ben Rhodes is interesting at 25-1. Tyler Ankrum, I know some guys in the Garage Guys Discord, which you can find a link in the bio to join right now. Profit all the time. The guys are just doing an incredible job. We don't even run the Discord, me and Chase, and we own it. The fucking people run the Discord and just do an unbelievable job. Chatter, just advice, insight, everything they give out is so strong, and it doesn't matter for what sport. We cover more than NASCAR on the Discord. We got IndyCar, we got F1, we got everything, MLB, NFL. I know a lot of these sports aren't on right now, which kind of sucks, but you got everything. You got more than just racing, but racing definitely is the main emphasis there. The NASCAR group chat is fucking absurd in the Discord. So click that link and join us if you're not already there. What I was going to say was a lot of guys, it seems like, are on Tyler Ankrum early. Tyler Ankrum is kind of dead to me because I've bet on him a lot this year and he has failed me multiple times. But it has not affected confidence in the Discord for this week because he typically runs well at Pocono. I think 2 out of his last 3 runs he's finished in the top 5, though with a different team, with the number 26, which was GMS, and with David Gilliland Racing in the number 17 the year prior. So Matt Crafton, dead to me. Matt DiBenedetto. Derek Kraus is an interesting one. He's 50-1 every single race and always comes down a little bit because he practices and qualifies really well. The kid just cannot finish, but he does have a fast truck week in and week out. No one else really there catches my eye. So we have capped or given a quick overview of NASCAR Cup, Xfinity, and trucks. Trucks, I said it in the Discord, this is the hardest race of the year to cap in trucks because you got Ryan Preece, you got Austin Hill dipping down, and then you got Corey Heim back in the 51 who's been really good. I think Chandler Smith could have a really good run. He's been good at these kind of racetracks. I talk about high-speed racetracks. Chandler Smith's been in the conversation, won at Las Vegas earlier this year. Zane Smith arguably has a fastest truck every single week. And his teammate for this week, or not teammate, but Ford companion, Ryan Preece, has been fucking amazing in the truck series every time he's gotten a run. So trucks are going to be tough. I could see 8 to 10 guys that could win this race. So trucks, we're probably going to wait more on practice and qualifying before we make a determination on most picks. Before we get into the Wall of Dale draft, as you guys know, anyone new to the show, David Starr is a 401k theft champion. He's stolen millions of dollars from me just from one race. And on his sticker, it says Homestead 21. I don't think David Starr will ever come back from that. He stays on the wall permanently. I just don't see a situation where we can have David Starr redeemed. Austin Cindric is dead to me because of all the times I bet on him in the Xfinity Series. He would never win. And the Daytona 500, Ryan Blaney was my top play, and he put him in the wall. Soul crushing. And I told Cindric in Victory Lane that I hated him, and he just laughed. He was like, "Thank you." And he was a good sport about it, but he's dead to me forever. I don't think Austin Cindric could ever recover, and I still have put a few bets on him when it comes to qualifying because they have been a good qualifying team. Hasn't worked out. Permanently on the wall. Before I get to the Wall of Dale, I'm going to look I know you guys have blown up the chat. Holy shit. All right. 370 top 10. Eric Jones. Yeah. Eric Jones. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Eric Jones, really good speed. Really good speed at the higher speed racetracks and had good results here when he was driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. We've now seen that this year is a totally different year when it comes to Richard Petty Motorsports combined with GMS, or I guess they're called GMS Petty, whatever the fuck it is. They have speed. They have good straight line speed. If they can finish, they can get good runs. Dinger Xfinity at 12-1. I think that's interesting. I think that's a good sleeper play potentially. AJ's a guy, savvy veteran that seems like he always can get a good run even when he doesn't have the best car. Best example ever was Bristol in 2021 and that crazy finish when he beat Cindric. He did not have the best car and somehow fucking won that race. But Dylan Smartman, Cole Custer at 7-1. You won't see that again. It's just not going to happen. It's a cold world, baby. Cold world. I like the cold custard, which is generic, but ice cream kid. He looks like someone. Cole Custer kind of looks like a guy that would open the window and hand you ice cream out of the ice cream truck. Like, and I mean that respectfully, not like pedophile shit. I mean, like, he just kind of looks like he'd like wear the little hat and be like, "Here you go, ice cream." I think, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's ever done that before. Accidentally. Hey, love that. Absolutely love that. We appreciate the dedication there, Casey. I love it. Jason, what is up, my brother? Good to see you. Prix, good play. Talking back to Troy. Prix and Hocevar. I just don't know how I feel about Hocevar yet. I just don't know. Kyle, what is up? What is up? Tanaka, that is correct. Facts only. The Discord is where it's at. A silver spoon asshole ratings. Hey, you guys are killing it in the comments today. I love this. I love the banter. Keep it fun. Keep it fun. I'm here to be insightful because I am the greatest NASCAR bettor in the universe, and there's no fucking question about it. But let's hear it to be fun. 100%. Look, here's the deal. I've never met Ty. I have met Cole. Cole's actually pretty cool. I have met Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon is at the bottom of that list on the good side because Austin Dillon is a good dude. He gets a lot of hate, but Austin Dillon is a great guy. I have a story about why he is a great guy, but it would take too much time. Austin Dillon's a good guy. I think Cindric's a good kid too, but I just hate him. Like the haircut, like the buzz cut look, tall, skinny dick motherfucker. I just can't stand him. I just can't stand him. And he's just costing me so much money. Between Phoenix, when Daniel Hemrick passed him coming to the line to win the championship, and the Daytona 500, he's just so dead to me. Oh, Dale Fick. Hey, she can call me anytime. 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 We can do it. We can make it happen. I'll be in Iowa this weekend. Go to Iowa. How about that? Big Custer energy for Xfinity. Yeah, I'm with you. Dude, he is just so good in the Xfinity series. Good funded car when he takes over that 07. And, I think one thing too, Trevor, good to see you. Appreciate you. There's a DraftKings thing. I get so lost in the comments. The number 5. Garage Guy Chase bet on Kyle Larson that day. I did not. I had Kyle Busch, who was right behind Alex Bowman, who won when Larson blew the tire. So I feel a little bit of pain there. But Chase had the house on Larson and died. Somebody mentioned it in the Discord earlier. It seems like Ford, like I saw a message where Joe Graff is going to be out of the car for a few weeks due to a personal matter. You got to wonder if Ford is like, dude, we suck in the Xfinity series. We got to make something happen. You got to wonder if Ford is coming more to I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more than Cole Custer dip down from the Cup Series to drive that 07. I really would not be surprised. You got to wonder if Ford is going to reach out to more of these guys and be like, look, we got to perform and bring it. Because now you got Rick Hendrick fielding the car in the number 17 for select races, trying to win. You got Junior Motorsports fielding a 5th car just for Cup guys too. You just got to wonder if Ford is seeing that, and they're already performing poorly with really all they have is Riley Herbst. I know we've seen some flashes from Sieg over the last couple of years. I mean, Herbst hasn't been great either. You got to wonder if they see that and they want more Cup guys, and more often these Cup guys dip down and try to get wins. So easy to keep in mind that theory right there. So I'll get back to the comments here shortly. Let's get to the wall of Dale. I'm going to start with the ugly. Number 1 on the Dale 401k theft champion. This fucking guy, And it's my fault. It's my fault for betting on a guy that loves to lose. I bet on him last week. He leads the entire fucking race and then just bitches about his car on the radio and finishes like fourth. It's just pathetic. I don't know. If you guys see me bet on Truex, just don't listen to me. Please just don't take it. I know it's going to happen again because he's gonna shock me in practice and qualifying, and I'm gonna look at the averages. And I'm gonna be like, man, he's got a good car. He's gonna go to the race, lead a bunch of laps, and lose again. If I bet on Truex, don't listen to me. He is a Dale 401k theft champion. My buddy, I didn't bet on him this past week, but Sheldon Creed stays up there. I think this is the most I've lost on any driver in particular. 11.4 units on the season in the red because of my good friend Sheldon Creed. But hey, look, Sheldon Creed, 2 decent runs in a row. Looked really good at New Hampshire. Keep an eye on him. I bet he gets in victory lane by the end of this year. Matt Crafton, no Truck Series action this past weekend, but the amount of money he's lost over the past 2 years, unforgivable. He is a theft champion at minus 5.5 units for 2022. Old bastard Matt Crafton. He's like 80 years old. The guy's been racing in the Truck Series since 2000, by the way. Isn't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. So there you go. That's your Theft 401k champion list. So moving on to the guys that are dead to Dale. Here's the new addition, and this is a new to the show. This is the first time a guy that has netted positive money for me on the year will be on the dead to Dale list. Fucking Ty Gibbs, man. Ty Gibbs. And I hate it. I really hate it because his win at Road America was awesome. He joined Cindric, who's there permanently. But, like, I had so much riding on him. Like, as long as he finished in the top 3, I would have cashed pretty big over the weekend. So that random brake failure that I've never even seen before. Can anybody recall, like, whoever watched that race, can anybody recall a time where someone's brake line, like, fell apart under the hood and they had to fucking sit 4 laps on pit road to fix it and then the car is fine? Like, that was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. I just can't tell you how mad I was. I literally lost retirement fund on that one. So, moving on, Ryan Blaney. I didn't bet on him last week. He had a tough week at New Hampshire. Love Blaney, but, man, 8.5 units in the red. Just wonder when he's going to get that win. Maybe it's this weekend. Garage Guy Chase has his retirement fund on it. Next up, Chris Buescher. Dead to me because of Road America when he lost 5th place with 2 laps to go. The 6th place champion, Chris Buescher. Dead to me because I had him for a top 5. Fucker. And new addition to the list. I don't know what the energy, the juju around this guy has been fucking horrible. There's no debate. Kyle Busch now minus 5.1 units when betting on him in 2022. This situation with Joe Gibbs is so bizarre to me. And this is like tinfoil hat moment here. Does it not feel like, and this could just be me, and I'll look at the comments here in a minute. Does it not feel like that Joe Gibbs Racing is like intentionally making this hard to re-sign him? Like making him seem like he is so unaffordable? And I really started thinking about this because Napa today announced a long-term extension with Chase Elliott. Like Napa is one of those companies that is synonymous to Chase Elliott. When you think of Chase Elliott, you think of Napa, and clearly they're seeing great return. I know M&M's is leaving, Mars is leaving entirely because they got some dipshit that just took over as their CEO. But something seems odd, and when you got Ty Gibbs looming, you know Truex is coming back, Denny's going to be back, Christopher Bell is obviously going to be back. It's starting to feel like Joe Gibbs Racing is intentionally making this hard. And when I bring up the Chase Elliott deal, like Kyle Busch and M&M's are more synonymous than Chase Elliott and Napa, I think, right? And Kyle Busch's marketability is in the top 5 in NASCAR, maybe top 3. It's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me that Joe Gibbs Racing is starting to act like they can't afford him. Food for thought. But like I said, tinfoil moment. This guy. But on to the next one. The guys that are doing it for Dale. Chase Briscoe plus 17.6 units when betting on Chase Briscoe in 2022. I hadn't bet on him a lot, but when I have, he's He's come through for me. Next guy, new addition to the list right here. If I can find a thumbtack for him. Hell's Bell, the new nickname that we are going to make stick. Hell's Bell, Christopher Bell. I want a round of applause in the chat. We got to have a code word for round of applause. Can everybody just put like hashtag doing it for Dale in honor of Hell's Bell, Christopher Bell. Plus 10.7 units when betting on Bell this year after his big win at New Hampshire. Hell's Bell is doing it for Dale. That's a good rhyme. Next up on the doing it for Dale list, my guy Zane Smith. Been quiet recently. Lost me a little bit of money at losing to Parker Kligerman, but it's okay. It's been a good year. 11.5 units when betting on Zane Smith. Good to see C Bell up there, baby. I love C Bell. That'll do it for the doing it for Dale list. If you notice, no Xfinity drivers are going up on the good side. Not one. Because last week was one of the worst betting losses of my life on Xfinity. It was a curse. I got to reset the board. Just got to reset the board. No Xfinity guys can be in good standing right now. None. Absolutely none. So, only 2 guys are going to go on the 401k champion, or Grand National champion list. This guy's been so quiet for me recently and so efficient when I do bet on him. And I even gave a bet on DALESCENTER a couple weeks ago, like just chatting. I think someone asked me for an additional play, and I said Chandler Smith over Corey Heim I think is a good play. And Chandler Smith beat him after Corey Heim blew an engine. Wish I would have bet it. Chandler Smith always finds a way to come through, this kid. Good kid, too, getting married. Or he is married, about to have a baby. C. Smith, my guy, 401k Grand National champion. Thanks to him, I have made a lot of money this year. And right now, the #1 Grand National champion of the Dale Tanhart 401k is this guy right here. Can't wait for Indianapolis because he's going to get to sign the Book of Road ceremony we're going to do at Indy. Red Dog, Tyler Reddick, plus 21 units when betting on Tyler Reddick in 2022. Of course, highlighted by the road course win at Road America, his first career win. Finally got that win. That was a really cool moment. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Wall of Dale draft for Dale Center, episode number 5. So we're going to stop on NASCAR for a second while I'm waiting for my guy. New segment starting. We are covering Formula One from now on, and it's going to be unique how we do this. I'm going to have a guest on, a Formula One betting expert each week. And if that expert, he's going to give 3 picks every single week with a unit count. And if he profits from the 3 picks, he gets to come back on the next week. If he does not profit, he will be eliminated from what I call the Netflix club. Let's be honest. The majority of Formula One enjoyers are probably Netflix subscribers. Just say that. Not I. I'm not a Netflix subscriber. Isn't that crazy? But I have been watching Formula One for a long time. I'm just not interested in the betting side, but we need to cover it. Formula One is a crucial part of motorsports betting, as much as they're putting on the books, on DraftKings, on FanDuel, on Barstool. There's so much variety for betting that I just cannot ignore it. The Formula One chat in the Discord has a lot of good information, and a lot of good information, particularly from this guy right here that's about to join. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Netflix Club. And I am joined by my guy, great Discord. Oh, wrong overlay. There you go. Boom. Great Discord guy, F1 Capper, my first Formula One betting expert on the show. Mr. F1 Capper, how are we doing today?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Doing great. I feel privileged being on this show right now. You know?
Really? Yeah. You were the first ever Dale Tanhart guest ever.
This is awesome.
You should feel pretty cool right now.
I know. Well, the pressure is on. We're talking about I could lose my seat this week. I don't know. You know?
You could. You absolutely could. But hey, look, we trust you. This guy right here in the Discord, his name is Dick. He has a great emoji. It's like a good troll profile, but the troll profile is there, but the information is far from. The information he gives in the F1 chat channel in the Garage Guys Discord is excellent. Seems like you hit more often than not. So I absolutely had to have you. That's his handle right there. We'll go over more about what you're doing on the F1 side with your brand, your business later. But at F1 Capper on Twitter, that's the best way you can find him at this moment. You see the F1 Winter Grand Prix odds on the bottom of your screen. So, wow, we have a lot of comments. I'm going to get to these comments in a minute. But, guys, we're going to listen to Dick here on Formula One advice. Dick at F1 Capper, whatever you want to be called.
You know what? I actually, full disclosure, I changed it. I felt like it was time. You know, we had the new rebrand, and you know the backstory. I told you about it, and
of course,
it's time. It was time. But you guys can still call me Dick if you want. It's up to you. So
either way, I love it. But look, we're gonna go through F1 Capper's top 3 plays for the French Grand Prix this Sunday. Pre-practice, pre-qualifying, your favorite leans. Go ahead and give me your first favorite lean heading into practice and qualifying.
Yeah, so full disclosure, I typically love to bet on, after we see practice and everything, but for the purposes of today in this game, I'm just going to give you my picks. And, again, be careful. If you're out there, you can always message me if you have any questions. But number 1, I am going with qualifying car winner, Red Bull. Plus 100. I think we said MGM had it at plus 100. I believe some of the other sites had it around there, around even, let's just say. And I'm going to say that's going to be my 2-unit pick. So that's going to be the top 1. Justification, obviously, I'm sure everyone wants to know. This track is going to favor Red Bull a little bit more. I know last week we saw that Red Bull had its struggle towards the end and Leclerc took over. A lot of it was about tire degradation, way they were taking care of their tires. But this week, I really still have concerns about Ferrari and their reliability issues. We've seen it all season. We know that the Honda engine is going to be reliable. Even the engineer, the race engineer, he reiterated that they feel very confident in that they won't have that issue. One of the things to consider is Miami is a good way to maybe benchmark this track, especially if you're considering the heat. One of the things that is going to be new is we're getting record heat. Obviously, y'all are feeling it wherever you're at. But in France, especially, they are getting really, really high temps, and it's going to be the hottest temperatures that we've seen at that race ever. So,
interesting. That's very good insight. So, this is a bet you can find. It's similar to where you would find pole position on DraftKings, which is the only book that has qualifying for NASCAR. But more books offer qualifying for Formula One and a much more diverse platform for qualifying bets as well. Red Bull plus 100 on BetMGM. You said at 105 at where? Didn't you say there was a 105?
I believe we just saw 100.
100. Okay.
I think it's moving. So once we start getting closer to the race, like today, Wednesday, lines are starting to shift a little bit. So, I wouldn't play anything more than, I wouldn't go like minus 110. You might as well maybe pick your race car driver there, which would be like a max at plus 120. Or even if you want to gamble on Perez. But I believe that Red Bull is going to really push it. They're not going to let this one slip. And, yeah.
There you go. All right. That's your number 1 play. 2.25 unit max bet to start it off for my guy, F1 Capper. Good. I like it. I like the insight there. It makes me feel confident. Hopefully you guys are feeling confident listening to that too. So moving on, let's hear your number 2 play.
Number 2 is classified drivers, and I'll explain this in a second. Over 16.5. I believe DraftKings has it at minus 165. I did bet this one, and I got it at minus 150. So to explain to anyone that's new to F1, the way they do classification of drivers is 90%. They have to complete 90% of the race. So you don't have to go the full. I believe there's going to be 53 laps in this race. So that means that you just need to complete 47 laps. The risk in this bet is the heat. Obviously, we saw the Ferrari engine blow up. Everyone keeps claiming Ferraris are going to blow up again this weekend. Sure, that might happen. But if we really peel the onion a little bit, 3 out of the 11 races this year have had no more than 3 cars DNF in the race. There was Miami that might show it, but Miami actually had Kevin Magnussen and Vettel get through 90% of the race before they had to retire their car. So I'm gonna stick with that. I believe that the heat might be overblown. I believe these engineers, there's some of the best engineers in the world. I think they're going to get it figured out. So I'm going to go with classified drivers over 16.5.
Love that. And thank you for explaining that bet as well. That's something I did not know, honestly, when looking at the Formula One betting side. When I see classified, I thought drivers just to finish the race, but what you said, just have to finish 90% of the race, correct?
Correct. Yep.
That is an interesting insight there for your number 2 play. 1 unit. Already have bet it. You have already bet this.
Yeah,
put it on the
and
board.
actually, just so to have fun with this too, I'm actually putting my money on all of these. But before we even got into this game, that was one bet I was definitely eyeing. You know how it is. I'm typically a contrarian guy, and when you see everyone claiming, "Oh, there's no way they're going to finish," you know, that's I might have to look the other way. And again, the stats backed it up, so I went with it, and I'm going with my gut. And I think this is the one play that I really like.
Love that. You know, even with NASCAR and all forms of motorsports, before you get to practice qualifying, sometimes it's all about the gut. So good gut play, feel right there. Moving on, number 3 play, the final play before I kick you out of the show. What we got?
Yeah. So I've been doing this bet almost all year, and it's worked out every time. And I'll explain why I still like it. But head to head, not the free practices. You might be seeing free practice lines up. Maybe qualifying is starting to pop up. So make sure you're looking at the odds for the actual race. Is George Russell over Lewis Hamilton at plus 110 on Bovada? I think MGM has it at plus 105. Maybe you'll start seeing even money. I'm not sure. I've been playing this one just all year. Russell has been fine. He's just been into his car. He feels good. He's not had as many issues as Hamilton. Hamilton has had so many struggles throughout the year in just trying to find the right balance for his car. Now it's gotten better over the weeks. Obviously, we've seen it in his performance. But in this situation, it's more of a, I'm selling on Hamilton high going into this and buying Russell low. Russell had his DNF in Silverstone, and then last week he did get beat by Hamilton. But the reason why I do like it is looking back at the actual data, which I actually track lap by lap, each tire. So mediums and hards, what is their performance on each lap? And the trend has been Russell really has been a little bit faster than Hamilton, even though it hasn't been showing up in the results. So that's going to be my 3rd pick. Again, when it comes to head-to-heads, I typically like to bet them later on, but for the fun of this game and the fact that I'm on the hot seat,
Gotta impress.
Gotta get it. Got it, right?
Hey, I love it. Absolutely. My guy, F1 Capper, this guy has run the Formula One section of the Discord in the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Discord. Join us, catch some more insight from him as the week progresses, as we get into practice and into qualifying. Love the picks. We got like 4 units on the line. That's a good start. That is a good, feeling frisky. That's what I like to say.
I mean, if we're going to do this right, I might as well go hard in the paint, right?
Got to. I'm gonna get a couple questions on here for you. A couple things. If you can see the board, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Spurs head lasso plus 110 on MGM right now. That's for what is RB?
Is that that's Red Bull. So
Red Bull. Okay.
If that's
for the qualifying bet.
Yeah. If that's qualifying to win qualifier, yeah. I mean, I would take that. I think it's a good risk to take. I know that everyone's high on Ferrari right now. I mean, everyone saw that last week. Everyone's going to think that they're going to do good, which they might. But how could you not bet on Max at this point? He needs to win races, and Red Bull feels the pressure too. They don't just feel it from Ferrari; they feel it that Mercedes is coming up against them, so they gotta win races.
There you go. Good insight there. Love this comment. Boo, change the name. You're gonna get the people that the people love. The people love the persona.
They really did.
I appreciate. What's up, Gator? Good to see you. Good to see you. He's still calling you Dick. He's still calling you Dick.
It works.
But what do you think about this stat right here? Ferrari has won the pole for 90% of the races that Red Bull won. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to understand that. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I just so he's saying that the races that Ferrari actually won the pole, Max or Perez had won the race the next day. Yeah, and I'm not going to read too deep into that. Like again, let's just talk about Miami. You're going to see a lot of the times where guys can do one hot lap super fast, and they're just super good at it. The race is going to be a completely, entirely different thing. It's just you've got to learn how to preserve your tires. You've got to learn how to. There's a lot of factors going into the race, so you have to really think about one hot lap, who's really good at that versus the full race pace. And this is why I go back to why I like to wait until after practices, because I actually watch and see, I go back and watch the data to see how are these guys. I don't care about your one lap. I'm sure every guy can do a really great hot lap. But what is your consistency on mediums? What is your consistency on hard? The fuel loads that go into the factor of that too. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, apparently we're all roasting Ted Lasso. Apparently he made that stat up, so we might have to time out Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. One more quick question, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah.
From Derms right here. Dart on George Winch.
Actually, so I'm a Mercedes fan. I try to stay as objective as possible, and I did say that if there was a race, and this was maybe a week ago or a couple weeks ago, that they could win, it could possibly be this weekend. That I don't throw pizza money, right? Throw that something money that you're willing to lose, just something that you're willing to just bite and leave it. But yes, actually another one I would even argue that outside of George is maybe Sergio Perez. I mean, if he goes in and qualifies second, let's say he qualifies first, that 14 or 16-1 odds is going to drop down to maybe like 4-1, 5-1, or whatever it's going to be. So that's another one you can also consider as long shot odds. Yeah, absolutely. But again, I would not bet it seriously.
There you have it. F1 Capper, our guy, our first ever Dale Center guest to talk Netflix Club bets. Good luck. And hopefully you'll be back in the Netflix Club next week with me, Lewis Hamildale, and Dale Verstappen there on the bottom of the screen. Real quick,
Yeah,
give us your plug. Where can we find you other than – I know we got Twitter at F1 Capper. Yep. Tell us what you're doing, podcast, stream, what you got.
Absolutely. So there's a couple things happening. So right now we do have an F1 Discord that's been kind of hot and heavy with the chats and stuff. But again, I try to translate everything into the Garage Guys chat, so don't worry about that. But I have rebranded. I have a couple podcast shows. One that is currently going right now is StreamYard through my Twitter. And you probably have seen it. It's with Analytics Capper and myself. But we have rebranded the show to Insane in the Chicane. So this is going to be fun.
Love that.
Obviously, we're going to be focused initially on F1. So there's going to be some betting shows that are going to be coming up along. I do have the links. I do not have any activity on it, but if you guys want to start following, go for it. But we do have logos coming in. We got everything trying to get set up. I would expect maybe by end of August, we should have everything fully set, and we'll have some content there.
There you have it. The #1 Formula One expert on the betting side in the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Discord, and potentially the universe if he hits his bets. The content will be ready soon. Everything he's got going on, but the bets are ready right now at F1 Capper. Appreciate you joining, and good luck. Hopefully you'll be back in the Netflix Club.
Well, just one last thing. I am pre-Netflix when it comes to F1. So just for the record for everyone, pre-Netflix.
There you go. That is important. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you.
All right.
And good luck this week. And hopefully we see a fun race.
Definitely.
All right. There you go. That's the Formula One segment. How'd he do? How'd we do there? I like it. I'm not as knowledgeable on these Formula One bets. So it's good to have somebody like that gives really good insight. Damn. Sorry, Troy. Didn't see that. I don't know. I feel like Mercedes, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not talking about this. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what's going on when it comes to what's changing in the program. I watched the races, but I know Mercedes is not as good as they were last year, clearly. So now we'll get that off the board, and let's get our ad plug in right here. Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a proud partner of the Garage Guys, and right now, If you go download the PrizePicks app using the invite code in the YouTube link below, it's also in our link tree that's posted all over our social media on Garage Guys platforms. Download the app, go to prizepicks.com, sign up, use promo code Garage Guys, and PrizePicks will do a 100% deposit matching bonus up to $100. You deposit $100, PrizePicks will deposit $100 as well, and then you got free money to play the easiest form of daily fantasy sports. That is PrizePicks. You can play football, baseball, NASCAR, Formula One as well is on there. I see a lot of Formula One plays on there too. So really fun DFS game. For me, DraftKings has gotten really, really stale, really tough to profit. PrizePicks, you're not going up against any competitors. You're just you versus the board. You make all your plays, and you can win up to 10 times your entry fee when playing PrizePicks, aka the easiest way to play daily fantasy sports. PrizePicks is an official proud partner of the Garage Guys. Sign up today and get that free money bonus. We appreciate PrizePicks, and we appreciate our guy at F1 Capper. I hate that he changed it from Dick. I hate that, and I could see you guys. I could see you guys feel the same way too, right? So, getting into the next segment, this is what we're all here for. The Dale Center top 5 plays, but I just saw in the comments, somebody reminded me, almost forgot. Unplug these uncomfortable motherfuckers. The one segment right there in the middle, that is Sports God of the Week. Sports God of the Week, BJ McLeod. Best hair, other than me, he has the best hair in the NASCAR industry, maybe the best hair in the universe. BJ McLeod works harder than anybody. He is the 5-time Sports God of the Week champion. Let's get him on the board. The Wall of Dale draft is now complete. Appreciate whoever said that in the comment. Sometimes I do it at the end of the show. I feel like I gotta get more consistent on where I do it at. But hey, BJ, Sports God of the Week. Let's go. Jason Pettigrew, over 16.5, unlimited runoff at this track. Hey, that's good insight right there. Love it. Absolutely love it. Any insight or thoughts you guys have in the comments, always feel free to share. We love it, and I do appreciate it very, very much. Let's get that out of here. Boom, boom. On to the Dale Center top 5 plays of the week. I want to know what you guys think. I like last week. This was fun because I got everybody's predictions on what I was going to go with. But I want to go ahead and see some predictions of what you guys think is going to be in the top 5 before I get into it. Talked about some guys like Eric Jones, maybe some Tyler Reddick, maybe some Thor Sport. Thought Ben Rhodes' line was interesting on the truck side. On the Xfinity side, Cole Custer. You know I'm going to be on Cole already. I already told you I am. Told everybody I am. That line's going to fucking disappear in a matter of hours. And then on the Cup side, or I said Tyler Reddick and Eric Jones already. I don't know. I guess I've already talked about everything I think. So, Bubba top 10 at the same time from 2 different people. How about that? Bubba top 10 at plus 110. Not bad. I think Bubba's going to be fast. The DraftKings car typically gives some good juju. No question about it. So, that's an interesting one right there. I'm moving my screens around. Red Dog gets some love. Obviously, we got Custer and Xfinity. 5 play, question mark. Blaney top 5 plus 200 at Caesars. The fucking thieves, man. These guys fucked a lot of people over. Don't ask Greg Mathern about Caesars or Spurs Ted Lasso. Luckily, I didn't have to deal with that because I didn't bet Kevin Harvick top 10. But Caesars tried to take it away from you guys, and maybe we should start a boycott if they didn't pay everybody. I don't know. Might be a good idea. All right, I've seen a few predictions. So, I feel like I say so all the time, and it's not the right transition. That's just a critique thing right there for myself. Let's get into the Dale Center top 5 plays of the weekend. Number 5 is going to be an interesting one. Also a sad one, kind of, because we don't have odds up for IndyCar at Iowa. I'm going to be at Iowa for the races, the doubleheader weekend. Hope anybody near the area comes out. Always a fun weekend. It's going to be hot. Cars are going to be hot. Hopefully the bets are going to be hot too. But number 5, a Penske driver to win. And I know this fucking sucks because we don't have lines, but Joseph Newgarden and Simon Pagenaud have won 4 out of the last 5 races here. The exception was James Hinchcliffe, I think, in 2019. We've been running the doubleheader for 3 or 4 years now. I don't think we've had one driver sweep the doubleheader just yet. Will Power has finished second here a bunch. Scott McLaughlin at Texas lost the win on the final lap, has shown that he can do it on ovals already in his young IndyCar career. So I think Team Penske is going to be really tough to beat. You look at Joseph Newgarden, he's going to open up as the favorite. There's no question about it. I think there's some value on Will Power here after what happened to him last week at Toronto. Did not get a good finish because they got screwed in qualifying. I think it was DeFrancesco crashed when Will Power was on his final lap, blew his lap completely, and he had terrible track position to start at Toronto. Will Power is a legend, Hall of Fame IndyCar driver who's proven he can get it done on oval or road course, and we're back on the oval this weekend. Want to hear your thoughts on this. Obviously not a line here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Penske swept. Maybe that's what we should make it to spice it up a little more. Penske drivers sweep the weekend, not just Saturday, but Sunday too. I think there's a huge possibility on that. So when you see lines, look at Newgarden, look at Will Power, and maybe look at a sprinkle on Scott McLaughlin as well. So that's the number 5 play. I want to see what you guys think about that. We're still talking NASCAR. Is it the first doubleheader at Iowa? Well, they would race here twice a year. I know they race here twice a year. I thought they did a doubleheader in 2020 or 2019, but maybe I was wrong on that one. Appreciate that. Open. Ooh, that's interesting. I know it's not IndyCar related, but that's an interesting one right there. Barstool's opening the casino. Yeah, because it's the Hollywood casino, right? Always like the Hollywood Casino 400. So that's the number 5 play for me. Very generic. Sad that I can't put a line there, but when the lines drop, I'm going to be all over Team Penske. So moving forward. Fuck, I did it again. So got to stop saying so. Number 4, the NASCAR Cape World Truck Series. Christian Eckes. I'm probably right at this moment not going to bet the top 5. But on most books, he's around 12-1. On Caesar Sportsbook, a.k.a. the thieves of the world, of the betting world, he is 14-1. Christian Eckes has been really good at high-speed racetracks, and he's got a couple Pocono starts under his belt. Last year, he finished 11th with ThorSport, but ThorSport entirely did not have great speed here last year compared to what KBM had and a few other teams as well. But I think Matt Crafton was the highest finisher, finishing 6th. When Christian Eckes was with Kyle Busch Motorsports, he finished 4th here the prior year. So when you consider what he's done on the higher speed racetracks, crash battling for the lead at Vegas earlier this year, he's had top 5 cars at tracks like Charlotte. Texas had the win taken from him on the last lap of the race. That was painful for a lot of people. Was really good at a track like Nashville, which you can get up to pretty high speeds. Led a lot of that race too. When you were looking at straight line speed, Christian Eckes has been really good. Their trucks have been really strong. At the minimum, take the top 5. I'm probably going to stay away from the top 5, but I'll go ahead and tell you right now, this line for the win and the top 3 is on my card. 100% locking it in tonight. It's going to be there before I head over to Iowa. So Christian Eckes, I absolutely love in the truck series. A guy that's knocking on the door. I think he definitely gets a top 5 for sure. We'll go ahead and call that the lock. Eckes will get a top 5 this weekend. I think it's a good idea to put a little bit of change on the to win and maybe some top 3 action as well. So, I got to stop saying so. Christian Eckes, I think, is a good play this weekend. We'll see how practice qualifying goes. Typically qualifies around 10th to 14th. Seems like every week. I think he's going to be fast. Number 3, going to the Xfinity. This one is an obvious one. Cole Custer. I'm not betting the top 5 at minus odds. Minus odds, top 3s or top 5s. Just find a way to fuck me. But if you're looking for a safe bet, I think Cole Custer for a top 5 is easy money. The guy has been so good when he's come back into the Xfinity series. I think in 5 total starts in the Xfinity or at Pocono between Xfinity and trucks, he has like 3 top 5s, 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 1 win. The guy's been really strong at Pocono. If you look at Xfinity, 3 starts, he's finished 7th, 5th, and 1st. And this is a way less stacked field than what we had when he won at Pocono, if you look at that entry list. So Cole Custer is going to have a fast car. I really think Ford is making a push to have stronger results in the Xfinity series, which is why Cole is getting tagged to be in this race car. That's one reason. And the other reason is to get Cole more track time and confidence, considering It's been a tough ride in the Cup Series for Custer, but not so much in the Xfinity Series. He's won a lot of races. I expect him to be easily a contender this weekend. Top 5 minus 145 feels like free money, even though I'm telling you I'm probably not betting it because I fucking hate minus odds bets. So, anyway, number 2, Red Dog plus 120. This line has moved. This line was 130 yesterday. I checked about an hour before I turned the stream on. It's down to plus 120. For reference on DraftKings, it's minus 110. For even more reference on BetMGM, it's minus 165. Get this while you can. It's going to be up for me. I'm going to go to the casino, place this one. Tyler Reddick plus 120 on Barstool Sportsbook. It's going to be gone soon. The guy has had speed almost everywhere, but when you look at tracks like Fontana and the 1.5 miles this year, they have always had speed. They have always had good speed. He should have won Fontana, had a good car at Kansas, had a good car at Charlotte, a decent run at Vegas, and still got a top 10, and it wasn't his best race. He spun out, overcame that, and still finished in the top 10. I think this is great value for a guy that has finally got the monkey off his back. Now he can just run and do his thing with little pressure. And he's got a potentially, or honestly, probably a better, higher tier ride locked up in 2024. And I think he'll be driving for them in 2023, if you ask me. I've been talking about it on our podcast. I think Reddick will be in the 23XI car next year. There's no doubt in my mind. Seen this story before. Richard Childress Racing is upset, maybe salty. I don't know. They're trying to compete for a championship this year, but I don't think Red Dog will be in that car next season. That's my hot take. He doesn't have a lot of pressure, and hopefully, personally, mentally, that's how he feels. So I love Tyler Reddick to have a good run at Pocono this weekend. Last 2 races, he finished 9th and 11th, right around a top 10 run. So give me Tyler Reddick. He's had a way better car this season than he has had in years past. I'm going to look at some comments here. Everybody's kind of talking. Custer sweep and parlay it. Oh, yeah, dude, that's going to be a tough factor with the rain. We've seen some crazy shit at Pocono with the fog, giving Chris Buescher a win back in 2016. Look at that. Top 5 on Bovada, minus 110. That is a hammer time play. Okay. Yep. A couple guys bringing that up on Bovada. So it's really interesting and honestly pretty strange how this has gone for Cole Custer, because the 41 team was good, really good with Kurt Busch, which I think a lot of that was dependent upon the driver, right? Kurt Busch is a Hall of Fame NASCAR driver. Won races, the number 41. Then Daniel Suarez had it, didn't perform so well. Cole Custer gets it right at the time when the aero package changed in NASCAR Cup Series. It was so different than the Xfinity package. And it's still pretty different, but not as different as it was at the time when Cole Custer came up as a rookie, where you had high downforce, low horsepower, fucking terrible. But I feel like that adjustment did not work out for Cole, and over time has lost confidence. And who knows, maybe this Stewart-Haas team has been, maybe they have I don't want to say the worst, but maybe the guys that are building his car, working on his car, aren't as experienced as the guys maybe on Harvick's car or Briscoe's car. It's been weird because he was so dominant in the Xfinity Series. I think confidence could have a good bit to do with this. I really do. They just have really struggled in the Cup Series. But Xfinity, when he comes back, it's like he's more comfortable. He's won races before. He's contended for a championship. I would not worry about this. Don't worry about this narrative when it comes to Xfinity on Saturday. He's going to be good. He's going to be fast. Regarding Cup, it's totally different. It's way more competitive, way harder to win races. I mean, think about it. Think about all the different winners we've seen, and Cole has not even been in contention really this season. So, it's tough on the Cup side. I don't have an answer for that, besides I think maybe part of it is mental, because I know Stewart-Haas has had good race cars this year, right? So that's a tough one. But don't worry about it regarding the Xfinity. Can't get behind Red Dog. Bad juju. I don't hate that. I don't like that you curse my juju on Tyler Reddick on the Red Dog, but I understand your reasoning. I do. Pocono's tough, especially this year, because we don't have a super accurate track comparisons. The best statistical reference you can use regarding this year is straight line speed, I feel like, at the bigger racetracks. And Tyler Reddick falls in that category of having great speed at all these tracks in 2022. And he's probably got some confidence running around the top 10 last year when their race cars were substantially worse than they are this year. So I like Reddick. I'm sticking with Reddick. I'm definitely going to bet on that. Dale's Casey Breakfast Pizza. Casey's Breakfast Pizza. What is that? Oh, it's in Iowa. Okay. All right, we will. I'm gonna tell Chase about this. If Chase isn't watching, I'm gonna tell him. Gonna have to get it. I see a Triple Crown play right here. I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry, Super NASCAR fan. I'm gonna get to that soon. But let me finish my top 5. Any guesses on what my number 1 is gonna be? I wonder if this will surprise some people. Our number 1 play last week was a matchup that was an easy hit. I mean, super easy. Christopher Bell to beat William Byron. It was just never even close. We're going to go with the matchup again. Daniel Suarez over Chase Briscoe. And, I talked about it with Dick. It's just easier to call him Dick, even though he's changed it. But when I was talking with him on Formula One, he was talking about how gut plays are important. Pre-practice, that can be a lot of the leans can be gut related, right? How you feel about it, not particularly statistical, stat related, I guess. I'm fucking tongue twisted. This one feels that way on the gut side, but if you look at statistics on the bigger racetracks, I know it's very broad to say that, the bigger racetracks. I'm talking the mile and a half. I'm talking Vegas, Kansas, Texas, Charlotte. The only one of these tracks where Chase Briscoe, include Auto Club also, so you got 5 or 6 racetracks you can look at from 2022 on data. When you look at all these tracks, remember how good Daniel Suarez was at most of these. He had the best car at Charlotte. He had a top 5 car at Kansas before he spun. Vegas got wrecked early in that race. Auto Club ran in the top 5, got passed for the lead with like 2 laps to go. Where was Chase Briscoe in all these races except for Charlotte? Charlotte is the one time Chase Briscoe had any legitimate speed at a bigger mile and a half / 2.0 / intermediate racetrack. That is the only time Chase Briscoe has had good speed to contend for a top 5. Daniel Suarez has, if he could have finished a lot of these races, he would have run top 5 and contended for wins. No question about it. He had the best car in Charlotte. He had a great car at Kansas. He got the finish at Auto Club. And Daniel Suarez, after getting that win, something has changed with him. If you look at his last 5 races, he's got 4 top 10 finishes. The guy is finally able to finish these races and get the job done and get good finishes. Last week is a good example of not having a good day, didn't have the best car, finishes 9th. Those finishes mean a lot to the team, to the driver regarding his confidence level, and just a good point stay overall too. So when I consider all these elements, this is a no-brainer for me. The only way this loses is if Suarez crashes, blows up, has something random happen. But all the data and the gut tell me that Suarez wins this matchup. And that is why that is my Dale Center number 1 play of the weekend. I want to get some thoughts. The Amigos. Faded Almirola last week. Going to play him this week, top 10s. I'm not going to be an Almirola. I'll go ahead and tell you that. But I think he ran well here last year. I think he finished in the top 5 they had a doubleheader weekend. I think he ran well one of those races. Yes. Oh, back to Tyler Reddick. Red Dog. Sexy scheme. Oh, yeah. The sheets. It's like red and blue. They're tweeting about it. 2-unit play. I'll probably go 2.2 to win 2. I told you guys I would tell you for sure if I'm betting on these. Yes, this one will be a bet. 2.2 units to win 2 at -110 via DraftKings Sportsbook. That line is also available on Barstool. I'm not sure about what other books. I hadn't even checked a lot of the other ones. I don't expect Suarez to be even money. They match up Suarez and Briscoe a lot, it seems. So I think it's a no-brainer. I think Suarez wins. So, yeah, I think it's worth 2 units. Could be worth 3. But every time I bet 3 units on something, it always fucking loses due to the most random shit. So I'm not betting 3. I'll go and tell you that. Probably going to be 2. Yeah, -115 on Bovada. You get better at -110 on DraftKings. So that appears to be the best. So that's it. That's the top plays. I'll recap them one more time. Number 5, a Penske driver to win on Saturday, the first Iowa race of the doubleheader. Number 4, Christian Eckes to win, top 3, top 5. I will have my money on the to win and the top 3. Go ahead and tell you right now. I'm not sure my units just yet. I'll figure that out. But pretty high confidence in this one. You can afford to do a sprinkle and still make good money at those lines. Cole Custer, this one already. I'll go ahead and tell you I've got 1.3 units on Cole Custer to win at plus 600. And the top 3, I'll probably bet it, but I haven't done it yet. I mainly just wanted to grab that to win line because I know how quick it's going to shrink. And I'm probably not going to bet on the top 5. But if you want free money and are willing to lay the juice, that's a good conservative bet, I feel like. Even if you put a lot, it's conservative because I think a top 5 is a fucking lock for Cole Custer. So give me that. Tyler Reddick, top 10 on Barstool. I am going to bet on this. I told you guys I got to get that locked in tonight, but that will be on my Action Network. You can find out my unit count there. I haven't decided my units there. You can see it. There's a link in the YouTube stream to see all my NASCAR Cup Series picks via the Action Network app. You can see all my unit allocations and my reasoning that you've already heard but typed out and looks fancy. And then Daniel Suarez over Chase Briscoe. Yes, I'm betting on this 100%. No, look, not even thinking about it. This is an easy bet for me. That's why it is the number 1 play. So that is the top 5. Fuck. I'm trying to tell myself not to say so. I feel like I'm saying it 8 trillion times. But, oh well, doesn't matter. Let's get into the final segment. The Tanhart Triple Crown. Get my fancy little overlay there. This is the parlay segment. Anybody new to the show? Frisky parlays. You can kind of mix and match how you want, how you feel comfortable. But for me, I love this one right here. I'm so confident in Cole Custer that I'm going to throw him in on this. Let's see what Barstool does on top 3, top 5, because you can parlay on Barstool. Sometimes I think it could depend on the state. I feel like it hasn't been super consistent. If anybody has a better answer on why that is with Barstool, let me know, because I feel like I've been in certain states and have been able to parlay. In other states, I haven't. Now, DraftKings, you can always parlay shit like this. They do the best customization advice, or not advice. They do the best customization and diversified parlay bets when it comes to motorsports. You can add SRX to this. You can add IndyCar. You can add Formula One. You can do a fucking 7-legger this weekend probably, which is really cool. But this is the one I feel the most confident in. That is Christian Eckes for a top 3, Cole Custer to win the Xfinity race, and Suarez over Briscoe plus 4,100. A $50 bet wins you $2,050. So that is my Tanhart Triple Crown. Last week we got so close. I got to show this real quick. I left it. Let's see. Last week's Triple Crown. This was last week. If you join in right now, this was last week's Triple Crown. Gibbs top 3, Tony Stewart to win the SRX, and Bell top 5. And fucking Ty Gibbs, man. That is why he's sitting behind me right now at this dead to me. Wait, wrong way. There he is. He looks like he's fucking 8 years old in that picture from this angle. Man, that hurt. I know that hurt a lot of people too. We had a lot of people that were close for mixing and matching some of the parlays based on the advice I gave. So this is the one. Somebody said it in the chat. Maybe do a Cole Custer top 5 if you're feeling it. Hey, yes, let's fucking go. We know it's going to hit. We know it's hitting. We're getting closer and closer, Alex. You're damn right. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be the new thing. Fuck me. All right. Cole Custer, top 5, a parlay centerpiece. Ooh, Larson seems like a play. Yeah, I've thought about Kyle Larson. I'm not there yet. We know he's going to qualify well. He's probably a really good pick to win the poll. We know he's going to qualify well. So we could see that line. Okay, you know what? That felt like a good time to say it. That was like, you separate the sentences. There, yeah, that was a good time to say it. Larson does seem like a good play here, I think. Eckes top 3, Cole win, Hendrick driver to win. That's interesting. Oh, and by the way, everybody post your Triple Crowns right now. Post your favorite Triple Crown play right now. I'm going to read all of them, and I will personally bet on one of them with you. And if you hit, maybe there'll be some kind of reward. I want to see the Triple Crown from the community. I've got mine on the board. I want you guys to lay them all out right now. Give me some Triple Crowns. Fucking throw them in there. Because my favorite one, I'm putting my money on. I'm not going to put the 401k, but I am going to put some money. I'm going to put some change on it. I like that term that our F1 guy said, pizza money. Might put some pizza money on that. I like that one. Give me more Triple Crowns. Give me more Triple Crowns. I hadn't seen one that I want to do yet. This one's interesting, but I need more specific. I need more specific, Sean. Give me another Hendrick driver. Give me the actual name of the Hendrick driver. So let's get some more comments on here. I want more Triple Crown plays. I'm going to play some music while we're waiting. Boom. Is this music any good? Honestly, is it? I know this rock. I do this rock thing. It's, whatever. It's just some guitar. All right, here we go. Super NASCAR fan. Newgarden top 3, Custer top 3, and Eckes top 3. That's a fun Saturday. That is a fun Saturday because they all would be Saturday. Don't even get the Cup Series involved. I kind of like that because Cup, I feel like, is the most, right now, Cup is the most unpredictable of all the series. No question about it. With all the parity, I know that term is so fucking overused, but it's true. Newgarden top 3, Custer top 3, Eckes top 3. I like that one. Like that one a lot, Andrew. Sean, Eckes top 3, Custer. The Custer. Custer win and Lars Dog. Lars Dog. Isn't that a drummer from Lars? Metallica drummer or some shit? But Larson, yeah. Okay. So you want the win on Custer. You want Larson to win too? That's a decent one. I don't know if I'm on Larson yet, but I like it. I do like it. It looks like everybody likes the Eckes top 3, which is interesting. Okay. This is a different one by my guy Dylan. Chase top 5. Chase, are we talking Cup? We talking Cup? I just want to make sure. Are there any other chases? I guess not. Yes, so Chase top 5. Dave Blaney SRX win. By the way, Caesars is the only book right now. In the past hour, we could have seen odds, but right now, or at least when I started the show, Caesars was the only book that had SRX odds. And Dave Blaney, I think, was plus 1,200 at Sharon Speedway, which I really honestly had never heard of until this past week or earlier this year when I saw it on the SRX schedule. It is a dirt track, and it is Ohio, which is why Dave Blaney and Ryan Blaney are both racing. So that's an interesting one right there. Zane Smith, top 3. We feel like this is a lock every week, so definitely respect that one. Ryan Priest to win, Cole Custer to win, Blaney Group D on Caesars. Comment who is in that group. I haven't seen who's in that group of Blaney, but Priest win, Custer win. I like those two a lot. Priest and Custer, absolutely love that. But let me know who's in the group D with Blaney, and I'll tell you if I want to solidify that. Troy V, Eric Jones top 10, Larson to win the pole, Custer to win Xfinity. That's a good one. I like Larson to win the pole for sure. I haven't seen what his line is there, but what is it? Probably 800, 700. Let me know about that line too. Blaney, Custer, Eckes, all winners. Balls to the wall. Love that one. Every dude. We're gonna break the book if fucking Cole Custer wins this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. We're gonna break the fucking books. Vegas is gonna. The buildings are gonna burn down. That's what's gonna happen. I like that one. We're getting frisky with it. We're getting frisky with the Triple Crown. Custer top 3, Jones top 10, Austin Hill top 3. That's an interesting one. Like that. I think that has a good shot. And thank you for saying Xfinity. By the way, anyone new to the show, if you're new to betting, when we say Cole Custer, we're talking about Xfinity, not Cup. Don't do it. Do not touch the Cup. We're talking Xfinity for Cole Custer. I think that's a good reminder to make for anybody who could be new. Smith over Hocevar. Are we talking Zane or Chandler? Because I'm not sure who is matched up in that one. That's an important difference if we're talking Zane or Chandler. But Smith over Hocevar for trucks. Custer over Barry. Love that one. Hamlin over Kyle Busch. To me, Hamlin over Kyle Busch is a toss-up. They've been so... Gibbs was terrible at Auto Club. They have been good. They were decent. They weren't great at Kansas. 23XI was great at Kansas. They were okay at Charlotte. Good at Vegas. They've just been all over the place. I can't touch that matchup. But I like Custer over Barry. And if it's Zane over Hocevar, love it. If it's Chandler over Hocevar, I'm kind of 50-50, maybe 60-40. Eckes. Oh, okay, that was a typo. You're fixing. Okay. Custer top 5, Red Dog top 5, Eckes top 5. Alex, I really like that one. Dude, they're way more parlays than I thought I would see. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna take. Okay, I gotta roll through these. Verstappen, Custer, Heim. Throw Verstappen in there. I'm sure he's like even money to win. Custer, Heim. Dude, every single person's on Custer, it seems like. I like that one. I do like that one. I think Corey Haim's going to be good. Cobb. All right, Michael. Prix. Gragson top 3. Byron win. $100 wins you $16,000. I'm not on Gragson. Man, that's risky right there. I can't do that one. I respect it, though, but I'm not going to be on that one. New Garden Saturday with Austin Hill top 3 in trucks. Verstappen Grand Prix. Like that one a lot. Derms. Like that one a lot. Chase Elliott, that's from earlier. Papa Blaney SRX. All right, Michael. AJ Smith. $100 wins you 70 grand if this one hits. AJ Larson, Zane Smith. Love that. Love that one. New Garden. Hill top 3 Verstappen. Not bad. Not bad. Bubba top 10. Custer top 3. Briscoe top 10. Dude, Vegas is going to make a call and try to frame Cole Custer's car. There's no question. Vegas has an agent watching this right now, and they're trying to find a way to sabotage Cole Custer. There's no doubt in my mind. Because everybody's going to be riding him. Briscoe top 10, I'm not on that. No, I just don't see it. Harvick, Truex, Logano. That's all Cup. I don't know. Come back to me on that one. Prix, Gragson, Byron. Wait. Oh, I already saw this. Larson is 800. Okay. Casey, that was Chandler Smith. Okay. So the odds would be better because Zane would probably be a heavy favorite if that were to be a matchup. Chandler. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Oh God. I can't do this one. We're not lunatic parlay status just yet. Logano over Bowman, Brad over AD, Harvick over Bell, Migo over Briscoe, Jones Almirola. Fuck me, dude. That's a lot. Hey, by the way, anyone who isn't in the Discord, we have a parlay section. Trevor fills that motherfucker up with crazy ones like this. Psycho Parlay City is a section in the Discord. Come join us and go see what Trevor posts in there. It's probably going to be that one, maybe a couple more. Michael, you meant Gragson top 5, not top 3. Okay. Rhodes top 5, Larson top 5, Gibbs W. That's an interesting one. I think this is one that no one is going to do. And I like some of those, Jasper. I appreciate that one. Rhodes top 5 is definitely obtainable, and you can get at good value considering where the books are sleeping on them. Larson top 5 seems very possible. Ty Gibbs to win is obviously very possible considering how he's been all year. Oh, here we go. Deegan top 10, Stenhouse win in the Xfinity Series. Chastain top 5. Oh, okay. Brett, real quick, let me hit this. In Group D with Blaney. Sorry about that. Harvick, Truex, Logano. I like that. Okay, I think Blaney could win that. I'd say Blaney or Truex wins that group for sure. Deegan top 10, Ricky Stenhouse win. Chastain top 5. Ricky's just got too much rust for me to do that one. Maybe some top 5 for Ricky, but not to win. Trevor, everybody. Trevor's a ballsy motherfucker, guys. Bane over Allmendinger, Zane Smith, top 5. Bubba Wallace, top 10. William, I like that one a lot. Wait, is Bane racing this weekend? Wait, no, Bane's not racing. Sammy Smith is in the 18 this time. So no Trevor Bane. He did have a good run last week, and he's been good. But Sammy Smith's in the 18, so can't do that one. All right, I'm going to have to pick one now. This has been really good, guys. I really appreciate this. I got to go something more ballsy than the one I made, right? Because this one, to me, feels like I'm not going to say a lock, but it feels like minimum 2 out of 3 of these hit. Oh boy, this is tough. I don't want to do Eckes again. I don't think I'm going to do Eckes. Because I've got enough riding on Eckes where I feel like that's enough. That's enough. Man, these are good. I honestly, I think I like this one. Jasper, I think I'm gonna ride this with you. I think that is totally worth it. Now, would you care? Now, I feel like I need to ride it in full. The only thing I would do maybe is put Gibbs top 3 or Gibbs top 5. That's the only thing I would, if you want to mix and match, that's what you got to do. But I think I might do both. I'm gonna ride that with you, and then I'm gonna do Gibbs top 5. How about that? I think that's a good fucking parlay. I love how aggressive Ben Rhodes' team is with strategy. They could certainly get a top 5 on Saturday. He also has a P2 here before. He has finished second in this race. It was a long time ago, but he has. I like that one a lot. Reed. Yes. Actually, no, I don't want to be president. That does not sound fun. But I appreciate it. Yes. All right, that's the parlay we're riding. Jasper. Courtesy of Jasper. This is the Dale Tanhart Triple Crown number 2. I gotta think of a better name. The Community Triple Crown. We got next thing. You guys comment. Help me find a cool creative name for what we should call the Community Parlay, the People's Parlay, but make it racing related. That's the next thing we got to do from now on. This is gonna have to have its own segment. But that is what we're riding. Ben Rhodes top 5, Larson top 5, Ty Gibbs for the win. Love that parlay. Absolutely love it. So I'm gonna leave that on the board for the rest of the time. Only thing we hadn't done, holy fuck, it's been an hour 25 minutes. I hope you guys have enjoyed this show. This is probably the longest one we've had. I hope you guys enjoyed the drip. I haven't gotten to talk about the drip yet. I've been waiting to wear this one, dude. Classic NASCAR. This might be one of the sexiest ties in the history of mankind. I mean, goddamn, that was beautiful. All right, let's talk SRX. SRX have been pretty good this year. I'm on the year. Unit count is like at 5.8 units plus. I've given 2 winners in a row, I think, on SRX, or at least 2 out of the last 3. I told you guys last week to put 2 units on Tony Stewart and 1 unit on Ryan Newman. That was a good call. Tony Stewart won that one pretty easily. And then we had Ryan Newman hit either the week prior or 2 weeks ago. So, looking at the board right here, Tony Stewart is a favorite plus 225, Chase Elliott plus 325, Andretti plus 650, Newman plus 700, Matt Kenseth plus 800, Ryan Blaney plus 800, Greg Biffle plus 1,000, Dave Blaney, Bobby Labonte, and then all these other guys that I don't think Ryan Hunter-Reay, Michael Waltrip, Paul Tracy will win. Tony Kanaan, not going to win. I don't think Bobby Labonte is going to win either. I don't think Dave Blaney is going to win. The age, the rust of not being in a stock car, I think will hurt someone like Dave Blaney. It's cool that he's here, but I don't think he wins. And I want to get you guys comments on this too. The People's Parlay seems pretty easy, right? But I want to make it racing related. Michael just tagged me in the Discord to check out SRX on Bovada. I want to make sure I use a book that everybody, the community, can use, but I see this. Tony Stewart plus 200. Let me share this screen with you guys real quick. Boom. Here you go. This is Bovada right here. We'll show it. We'll get it up there. And it's not super different than what we've seen. Marco Andretti at plus 800 is interesting. He has run well everywhere, like literally everywhere. And I feel like it'd be pretty cool if he ended the year with a win, and he's probably going to win the championship. He's been leading the points the whole way. So Marco Andretti at plus 800 on Caesars. He's plus 650. I don't hate that one as if you want an underdog. Ryan Blaney's never been in one of these cars. And he's not a huge dirt guy. So I'm not sure if I'm going to ride with Blaney. Plus 350 is so dumb. Don't fucking even touch that. That's crazy. I like Chase Elliott. He hopped in one of these cars last year at Nashville and just ran the show. And he's a guy that's improved on dirt. And it seems like when Chase Elliott races in some of these lower tier series, and I hate to say that about SRX, but it is, because the average age of the drivers is like fucking 47 years old. It is a lower tier series. Chase Elliott has a youth. I love youth in these kind of races, you know? So I like Chase Elliott. Plus 325. Probably put a unit and a half on that. No question about it. Let's put a unit and a half on Chase Elliott at plus 325. I want to make sure DraftKings doesn't have odds up one more time. Because DraftKings lines have been way different than Caesars, but no lines yet. Shit. Okay. Yeah, plus 325. Let's lock that in for Chase Elliott. No doubt about it. And then, which by the way, I'm looking at Bovada right here. I'm gonna get this off the screen because I don't like these odds. But Caesars right now is better than Bovada, and I know Caesars is a thief, but the lines are better, straight up, except for Marco Andretti, really. So it's like, do you go Tony Stewart again? I don't know. Tony's so good on dirt. He is so good on dirt. He's the most, other than Dave Blaney, is probably the most experienced dirt driver in this field. And 3 dirt starts on SRX in the past 2 years, has won all 3 of them, including last week. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I feel good about Chase Elliott. I really do. Let's go 1.5 units on Chase Elliott. Wow, this is tough. What do you guys think? Was his last dirt race the incident, though? Talking about Tony Stewart? No. Absolutely not. I don't know. Maybe that was a joke. I don't know. Jasper, thank you. We're leaving that parlay up. That's going to be the one. I think Tony's second in points on SRX, by the way. I think he's second in points. Schrader, yeah, Schrader was really good. Schrader was, but that could bode well for Blaney. That could. That's a very good thought right there. If you feel like that could be why, it's just going to be so hard to beat Tony Stewart. And I think the same thing about Chase Elliott. I think it's going to be so hard to beat Chase Elliott. Good juju around Chase too. Just signed that extension with Napa. We know he's locked in with Hendrick for another, probably forever, but at least another 3 to 5 years. We're going to go 1.5 units on Chase Elliott at plus 325. I'm gonna go with Marco. I'm not betting on it yet because I want to see what DraftKings does. I think DraftKings might have him. I don't know what DraftKings is going to do. They've been fucking weird when it comes to their odds compared to Caesars. Right now, we're going to go Chase Elliott for sure. And then I think I'm going to sprinkle on Marco Andretti. That's it. Those are my picks for SRX. If Tony Stewart wins, I can live with it. But I think Chase Elliott is the guy here. So that's the SRX finale, the championship race. It's been somewhat exciting. I think there's been a couple boring races, but a few good ones as well. So yeah, we're rocking with Chase Elliott. And that's it. What a show. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Fuck me. Everybody that stuck with me through this, much appreciated. It's been a really fun show. We got to talk F1, NASCAR. Wish we could have talked more IndyCar, but the books just don't have it yet. IndyCar's got to do a better job on that, on getting the fucking odds up. That's pathetic. That is fucking pathetic. We should have odds up by now. You got NASCAR and Formula One's putting out odds out 2 weeks before the race. What the fuck are we doing, IndyCar? I will be at the IndyCar race in Iowa, as I say that. I will be there. I will be on the grid and doing some content with a brand partnership with a company. It's going to be fun. Keep up with us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Dale Tanhart, Garage Guy Chase, at Garage Guys. Be sure to check out all of our links when it comes to NASCAR Cup Series picks on Action Network, when it comes to Prize Picks promo code, free money when you sign up, Hooters promo code. I always got the mug on deck. And Chase Elliott, my buddy back there, hanging out every week. Hooters, Prize Picks, all of our partners, Cup Picks, Twitter, Instagram. I post my Xfinity and truck betting cards every single week. Check all that out. And I appreciate everybody that's tuned in for this entire time. It's been one hell of a show. This is the most motorsports I've ever talked in an 1.5 hour span. No question about it. It's been really fun. Thanks for everybody for posting your parlays. One more time, that is a Tanhart Triple Crown right there. And then I'm going to ride with my boy Jasper right here. This is the People's Parlay. Rhodes top 5, Larson top 5, and Gibbs to win. I'm also going to do Rhodes top 5, Larson top 5, and Gibbs for top 5 or top 3. I'm going to do 2. But that is the one, the parlay of the people. If that hits, Jasper Skliba, I hope I don't butcher your last name. Skliba, you're a fucking legend. Thanks for that. And everybody who tuned in, as always, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys and girls. for watching Dale Center episode number 5. This whole broadcast is recorded. You can go back and watch it on YouTube or my Twitter. I always recommend YouTube because the comments and the interaction is much better. So appreciate you guys so much. Let's have a fucking weekend, baby. Let's have a fucking weekend. This has been Dale Center. Appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you next week.